Evan Roos warns against complacency as Stormers prepare for high-stakes URC derby against struggling Bulls. The Stormers may be flying high at the summit of the United Rugby Championship standings, but according to Evan Roos, this weekend's clash with the Bulls is anything but a foregone conclusion. As two of South African rugby's most storied franchises prepare to collide in a fiercely anticipated North-South derby at Cape Town Stadium, the Stormers, talismanic loose forward, is adamant that form counts for little when provincial pride is on the line. Saturday's encounter pits a Stormers side riding a wave of momentum against a Bulls outfit enduring a difficult 2025-26 campaign. On paper, the contrast could scarcely be sharper. The Stormers arrive unbeaten after 7 URC matches, setting the early pace in the competition, while the Bulls languish in mid-table after suffering a 5-match losing streak across all competitions. Yet Roos, one of the most influential back rowers in South African rugby, is quick to dismiss the idea that the Stormers, arch-rivals, will roll over quietly. Stormers set the standard early in the URC. Few teams in the URC have started the season with the authority and consistency displayed by the Stormers. 7 matches, 7 victories, and 32 points amassed have sent a clear message to the rest of the competition. The Cape Town outfit intend to be genuine title contenders. Their position at the top of the table is all the more impressive given the caliber of their closest challengers. Munster, perennial heavyweights and former champions, sit just 2 points adrift, albeit having played 1 match more than the Stormers. Leinster, Glasgow Warriors, and the Bulls themselves have all felt the Stormers' presence in recent seasons, but it is the cohesion and clarity of purpose this year that has set John Dobson's side apart. At the heart of that success has been an uncompromising forward pack, an increasingly assured halfback pairing, and a backline capable of striking from deep. Evan Roos has been central to that equation, providing go-forward ball, defensive steel, and leadership in the loose. Still, Roos insists the Stormers' focus remains inward rather than on the league table. Every team wants to do as well as they can in the URC, he said. I think we stuck to what we wanted to do and did it well, and the results have paid off so far. It's now just up to us to keep on driving our own standards and trying to be better every game. That emphasis on standards over standings has become a hallmark of the Stormers' approach. Rather than measuring themselves against opposition form or reputation, the squad has placed a premium on internal benchmarks: accuracy at set piece, breakdown efficiency, defensive work rate, and decision-making under pressure. Bulls struggling, but never to be written off. If the Stormers' season has been defined by momentum, the Bulls' campaign has been characterized by frustration and inconsistency. 5 consecutive losses in all competitions have left Johan Ackerman's men searching for answers, with confidence visibly shaken and results failing to reflect the talent within the squad. Currently sitting 10th in the URC standings, the Bulls find themselves well off the pace set by their Cape Town rivals. Injuries, disrupted combinations, and defensive lapses have all contributed to their struggles, and the pressure has steadily mounted with each passing defeat. Yet Roos is acutely aware that derbies operate by their own rules. Although the two sides have experienced contrasting fortunes this season, he explained, any derby brings out the best in the players. That sentiment is deeply rooted in South African rugby culture. Matches between the Stormers and Bulls are rarely dictated by form alone. History, rivalry, and regional pride have a habit of leveling the playing field, often producing contests of raw intensity and physical confrontation. A derby defined by physicality and emotion. The North-South derby between Cape Town and Pretoria is one of the defining fixtures in the South African rugby calendar. Whether contested in Super Rugby, the URC, or domestic competitions, clashes between the Stormers and Bulls have consistently delivered drama, ferocity, and emotional investment from players and supporters alike. Roos expects nothing different this weekend. "It's going to be physical, obviously," he said. "It's a North-South derby and South African players are always up for it. The guys always step up in an amazing way when these two sides play against each other. That physical edge is likely to be evident from the opening exchanges. The Bulls, desperate to arrest their slide and reassert their identity, will almost certainly look to establish dominance through confrontational forward play. The Stormers, meanwhile, will aim to impose their tempo, blending power with pace and exploiting space when opportunities arise." For Roos, the derby represents more than just another league fixture. It is a test of composure, discipline, and collective resolve, qualities that often determine the outcome of high-pressure encounters. "We're excited, it's going to be awesome, and I'm happy to be part of it," he added. Evan Roos, a leader at franchise level. Few players have been as influential for the Stormers over the past few seasons as Evan Roos. Since bursting onto the scene, the powerful No. 8 has become synonymous with the Cape side's forward dominance, combining relentless ball carrying with a tireless work ethic in defense. At 25, Roos is firmly in the prime of his career and widely regarded as one of the standout loose forwards in the URC. His performances at franchise level have been consistently strong, earning him plaudits from coaches, pundits, and supporters alike. Yet despite that form, Roos' opportunities at test level with the Springboks have been limited. Limited Springbok opportunities. In 2025, Roos made just one appearance for the world champions, a cameo off the bench during South Africa's emphatic 45-0 victory over Italy in Gqeberha. While that performance reaffirmed his credentials, it did little to cement his place in a fiercely competitive back row environment. The depth of South Africa's loose forward stocks is both a blessing and a challenge. Players such as Pieter-Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi, Jasper Wiese, Hanekom Elrigh Louw all jostle for selection, creating an intensely competitive landscape. This weekend's derby could see Roos go head-to-head with Bulls stalwarts Hanekom and Louw, players who are also firmly on Springbok radar. However, Roos is adamant that personal agendas will not dictate his mindset. "Those things individual head-to-heads don't get me up," he said. "Team first always." Roos' comments reflect a maturity and self-awareness that has come to define his approach, rather than viewing the derby as an audition for national selection. He is determined to prioritize team objectives above all else. "If you go into a match with that kind of mentality, then it's actually quite a selfish thing to do," he explained. "For me, personally, I just want to do what the team requires of me this weekend." That philosophy aligns closely with the Stormers' broader culture. Success, in their view, is a byproduct of collective execution rather than individual showcase moments. By focusing on role clarity and team cohesion, the Stormers have been able to maintain consistency even amid the pressures of expectation. Tactical battle looms in Cape Town. Saturday's encounter is likely to hinge on a series of finely balanced tactical battles. At the breakdown, Roos' physicality and work rate will be critical in disrupting Bulls' possession and slowing their attacking ball. Conversely, the Bulls will seek to target Stormers' ball carriers, attempting to disrupt rhythm and generate turnovers. Set-piece execution will also play a decisive role. The Bulls have traditionally prided themselves on scrum dominance, and reasserting that strength could provide a platform to regain confidence. The Stormers, however, have been equally robust in the tight exchanges this season, neutralizing opponents' strengths through discipline and cohesion. In the wider channels, tempo and decision-making will be key. The Stormers' ability to transition quickly from defense to attack has been a hallmark of their unbeaten run, while the Bulls may look to simplify their game plan, focusing on territory and physical pressure. Beyond the table, What this match represents. While league points are at stake, the significance of this derby extends far beyond the URC standings. For the Stormers, it represents an opportunity to reinforce their status as the benchmark South African side in the competition. Another victory would underline their credentials as genuine title contenders and maintain momentum heading into the latter stages of the season. For the Bulls, the match offers a chance at redemption. A strong performance, particularly if it results in a victory, could serve as a catalyst for a turnaround in fortunes, restoring belief within the squad and re-engaging a frustrated supporter base. Roos understands the stakes, but remains grounded. Derbies, he knows, are won not by hype or history, but by execution under pressure. A test of character. As the Stormers prepare to run out in front of their home crowd in Cape Town, the sense of anticipation is palpable. Expectations are high, but so too is the awareness that complacency can be fatal in derby rugby. Evan Roos' message is clear. Respect the opponent, trust the process, and commit fully to the collective cause. In a competition as unforgiving as the United Rugby Championship, such clarity of mindset may prove just as valuable as any tactical advantage. And when the Stormers and Bulls collide this weekend, it will be that blend of discipline, intensity, and belief that ultimately determines who emerges on top of one of South African rugby's fiercest rivalries.